team are still in Gauteng, part of GCI Ops. And I am having this conversation with the leader of this GCI Ops, Jara Kumar, in order to get status in terms of the duration of this operation. And that's when I'm getting the extent of the work that they have before them, that they must still do in Gauteng. So one of those, as we're indicating how this criminality or the syndicates are operating, getting the individuals that are within the political setup as well as business that we're going to talk about later, maybe tomorrow. And there's also police officers that are part of this, or law enforcement officers. I might not talk about many examples that are out there. There are many cases. I'm going to start few. So one of them is this, what is sitting at 214, where I was indicating that the Mr. Matlala, Cat Matlala, Vusimuzi Cat Matlala, is one fellow that has been enjoying too much privilege from the law enforcement. And the typical example is...
I absolutely love how this is all structured. We now know about the 121 dockets. We know about Senzo Mchunu. We know about Shadrach Sivia, okay? General Shadrach Sivia, who's currently staying at home on suspension. Yeah. And then now we are inside Phakathi. We are now at Vusi Matlala's story and how he enjoys, okay, law enforcement privileges as a non-law enforcement member. What privileges you wonder? I'll get into it. But I wanted to talk about when we refer to him as Cat in the Hat. Yeah. Cat in the Hat and why. It's actually a book title. It's a classic children's book written by Dr. Seuss. Drop a 1 in the comment section down below if you have read the book. But if you haven't read the book, don't worry about it, okay? I'll catch you up just so you understand why it is actually quite hilarious that his name is actually Cat, or that he goes by Cat. I don't even know why he goes by Cat. But anyway, I'm going to tie it to the book. So the book is about two kids, Sally and her brother, who narrate the story and are stuck inside on a very rainy day. Their mom is out and they're bored until a tall, mischievous cat, underline that, okay? I thought that was absolutely hilarious, wearing a red and white striped hat and a bow tie, shows up at the door. Does this not scream Cat Matlala all the way? Does he not show up in court in the loudest, hideous suits? As for the shoes yesterday, those took the cup from me. And why did they give the man socks? Why were the shoes almost falling apart? He literally had to drag his feet. But anyway, asikolapo, okay? This cat, known as the Cat in the Hat, brings chaos and fun into their home. Oh, fun he surely does. We see it with who? The Tebogo Matlalas, his current wife, and then his other wife, what's her name? Zakana. I don't know if she's a traditional wife, if he has this temple. I don't know the situation over there. Okay, it's not clear. She had to delete her Instagram. She's another one who had to disappear off of Instagram. Obviously, these people are not totally gone, okay? They are not totally gone. They just kind of go under the radar so that, they are not in spotlighted anymore. They just go under the radar for a little bit. They probably have other fake accounts, but their main accounts that they're known for example, the one that Cordelia, what's her name? Cordelia? I might be saying her name wrong. Cordelia is the one where she posted and she said, Mama Cat taking her cubs to school and the blue lights are going on. That is what highlighted and spotlighted the family. So yeah, the cat brings chaos and fun into the house, performing tricks, bringing along two strange companions. And the strange companions, they are all over this show, okay? Thing 1 and thing 2, who make even more of a mess despite the chaos. I think thing 1 here we would say is Brown Mohoti. Thing 2 we would say is Katie Malefe. But we'll see. We'll play along. Despite the chaos, the cat eventually cleans everything up just in time before the mother returns. Do you think there is a chance of a cleanup? I mean, Mkwanaze is singing like a canary. But let's get back into it. Let's find out what actually happened to the cat and how he's inside Phakathi with these police privileges.
That at least few of his vehicles, not talking about the number, but it's a couple of them, 4 or 5, the number will be confirmed through the report. His personal vehicles were registered by the Deputy Chief of Police at Guruleni, that is Major General Mkwanaze. he facilitated the registration of these Mr. Matlala's vehicles under the municipality as if they are municipality official vehicles, utilizing the funds from the municipality of Ekurhuleni. So the vehicles then belong on record, when you test them on the system, they reflect as if they belong to municipality. It did not end there, commissioners. He took these vehicles and he caused the municipality to take the blue lights that belongs to municipality. The blue lights are supposed to be for the law enforcement vehicles within municipality, and he fitted those blue lights in these vehicles. And these vehicles were then given to Mr. Ket Matlala. I must indicate, in terms of the Traffic Act, the only authorized bodies to be able to drive with blue light on the streets are law enforcement, which would include SAPS, the Metro Police, Traffic Police, as well as the military police of the defense. They are the only one authorized by law to make use of these blue lights. And even the utilization of the blue light is somehow regulated, that you cannot just willy-nilly use a blue light. So it's an emergency light, it's a warning light. But this was not only done by Matlala privately to the service provider, but it was done by law enforcement of Ekurhuleni. And to confirm this, there is a report.
I just love how confident the general is when he breaks this Mkulugutu behavior down, okay? A whole major general, another one, Mkwanazi even, doing such things, authorizing personal vehicles to be registered as if they belong inside Pagati within the Ekurhuleni. And then if that was not enough already, okay, then they added the blue lights. They fitted the blue lights. And then you ask yourself, for what reason? For what reason? What was the reason? Where are the AVL documents for these cars? Because something tells me they were doing more with those lights on than they were with the lights off as private citizens. I imagine they were doing the most. And who was going to say, no, these are not police cars? One can only imagine what they got up to. That is not even documented at this point. It is not even documented at this point. They made it so that when you check the registration numbers, you say, oh, hands off, it is indeed the police. It means they were parking wherever they wanted. There's just so much. Just think about it. List a couple of things you are imagining in the comment section down below. But one thing I love, first of all, shout out to the blue suit. I love the suit. Ket Matlala can actually take some tips here. This is a beautiful suit. It is quite shiny, but it is not hideous. It is not overwhelming, and it remains in a professional setting. We don't need to know what label it is. We don't need the label plastered all over the screen. It is good enough. He's in a suit, professional, and giving, and has our full attention. Because we're not really there to check out his suit. We're there to listen to the Ganigwane. And damn, is he dropping. Is he dropping. But why were the laws continuously broken for this man? The cat. The cat inside Pagati within. Vusimuzi. Let's continue on.
That is available because this complaint comes from the chief of this municipality. When he registered the complaint against this, told according to his words, he was suspended because the principal at municipality did not want him to pursue this investigation against his junior. So he provided this information and he brought this to the attention of his executive in municipality, city manager. It will appear that not much was done to the person that was responsible for this, despite the fact that the law was broken. So that's what I thought I must just indicate, covering mass lights starting from 214 up until the next page, where I'm indicating that the complaint from the chief of Metropolis at Ekurhuleni ended with IPID, the Independent Police Investigative Directorate, that are charged with the responsibility of investigating the criminality that is caused by the police in the line of their work. The IPID conducted this investigation, and there's a report that the IPID produced to Ekurhuleni, a report that makes recommendations to the executive of Ekurhuleni for them to take action against this Major General Mkwanazi, who is a deputy chief responsible for operations at Ekurhuleni.
That I think deals with
That deals with
The issue of
the
Ikuruleni and
blue
the blue
lights.
lights.
Yes,
Right.
and that up to 219
Then you introduce a new
on my statements.
issue there, starting from paragraph 220.
Yes. I must indicate, Commissioners, that that report of IP is classified. So part of it, it will need to be declassified so that the Commissioner will have an insight on it.
And before then you move on, all the declassified documents that have been identified in the witness statements have been listed, and we are seeking the declassification thereof. And as soon as that is obtained, we shall make available then these supporting IP reports.
Okay, so somebody noticed. At least somebody noticed. And then they did their report. And then they did the report, and then the report went to where reports go and die. Where the reports go and die and nothing gets done about anything. Cat keeps driving, and his wife is driving the cubs to work. To school. Yeah, the cubs are going to school with blue lights on. What privileged Mgulugudu children. Well, they are not the Mgulugutus, okay? But their parents are Mgulugutus. Just, turn on the blue lights. How about that? Isn't that lovely? Meanwhile, services are not being rendered to members of the public who are paying taxes to facilitate what they were doing. And that time, they didn't even need to use all the Ekuruleni funds. No, they had all the millions in the bank account. But that's the thing. Once you start dipping your hands in the cookie jar, you just want to keep putting. In every jar you see, if you see a jar, oh, that's a jar, let me put my hands in there. That's literally what's happening. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm playing the video for you here. The infamous video, yeah, that got Cordelia off Instagram. I bet Kat was so upset. I mean, if it's the guy that Janet describes who comes home and is so upset, turns his phone off. Turns his own phone off because that's his MO. If there's one thing about the cat, he turns his phone off all the time. Gulligood tendencies right there. Thanks so much for watching. Made it this far in the video. Please remember to like, to comment, to subscribe. I'll catch you where on my next upload. Bye.